Hashem like I was shy. Hey, the world only knows Yahweh as God. The world only knows Yahweh Shai as Jesus. Hamashiach will be the Christ. Hey, hey, Shalom, Shalom, Yasharala. So I know you see the title of this lesson. Have you been fooled by your heart again? Right? So I just wanted to do a live real quick just to kind of show, you know what I'm saying, bring it out and say sometimes, through the spirit, we tend to follow our feelings or our heart, and instead of following the word of the Most High and being simple and easy, right? So without further ado, I'm going to get into this, man. I'm going to start off at the book of Jeremiah, the mighty book of Jeremiah, chapter 18, and I'm going to start at verse 11. And it reads in the NLT. So like I'm going to read it in the NLT. Right? And it reads, therefore, Jeremiah, go and warn all Judah and Jerusalem. Say to them, this is what Yahweh says. I am planning disaster for you instead of good. So turn from your evil ways, each of you, and do what is right. But the people replied, don't waste your breath. We will continue to live as we want to, stubbornly, following our own evil desires. So that's what we do sometimes, right? Through the Spirit of the Most High. Sometimes, instead of us doing the things that the Most High ordained us to do, we kind of do our own stubborn ways, man. Right? So like here real quick. Right? We kind of do our own ways. Right? So I'm gonna pull up iniquity. Right? And give you the difference between iniquity and sin. Right? I'm gonna give you the difference between iniquity and sin. Right?
Sin.
Sin. A sin is a transgression against divine, religious, or moral law, often defined as an immoral act, failing, or a rebellion against Yahweh. Right? So I'm going to pull up iniquity.
Iniquity.
Iniquity refers to gross injustice, deep wickedness, or a wicked act, sin. It implies a deliberate lack of righteous or several moral violation, often used for immoral, ungodly behavior like den of iniquity, right? I'm going to go even deeper. Iniquity, right? In the Bible, iniquity, often from the Hebrew avan, signifies premeditated, twisted, or escalated sin, a willful distortion of what is good and righteous rather than a simple mistake. It implies deep-seated perversity, guilt worthy of punishment, and the lasting consequence of harmful action, often disguising it from inadvertent sin. So it's literally letting you know that it's sin that isn't inadvertent. Right? So let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 10. The mighty book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 10. And it reads in the KJV, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt shew this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore have Yahweh pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against Yahweh our power? Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith Yahweh, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. Verse 12, and ye have done worse than your fathers. Right? How do we do worse than our fathers? Because our fathers literally taught us the law, statutes, and commandments. Our fathers literally passed it on from generation to generation. But guess what? We didn't want to listen. We wanted to do our own vain opinion. We wanted to do what thus saith Ariyah ban Ariyah. We didn't want to do the things that the Most High deemed us to do. It says, verse 12, and ye done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Right? Because we did the things that made us feel good. We did the things that gave us pleasure. Right? Real quick, I got a quick precept. It's the mighty book of Joshua, chapter 24. And I'm going to start at verse 14. And it reads, Now therefore fear Yahweh, and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood, right? Because that's what we're doing, right? We're on the other side of the flood, kind of doing the other things that we want to do, right? Instead of doing the things that we're supposed to be doing on this side of the flood, which is the mercy and grace, right? It says, and in Egypt, and serve Yahweh. And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh, right? So, hey, you got to kind of make your decision. You got to kind of think, hey, am I going to be fooled by my own heart again? Or am I going to listen to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man? Right? The choice is yours. It's a simple choice. It's very easy, but it's up to you, Yasharala. Right? Let's pick it up in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 22. Shalaki 7 and verse 22. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 22. And it reads, right, in the KJV, and it reads, For I spake unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. Verse 24, But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walk in the imagination, walk in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. Because they kind of felt like they wanted to do the things that made them feel good. They wanted to kind of do the things that they deemed to be right, instead of following the ways of what the Most High deemed to be right and what he commanded us to do, right? So we got to continue to walk in the ways of the Most High. We have to continue to do the ways of the law, such commandments. We have to continue in the instructions and the instructions and the commandments and the manual of what the Most High gave us, man. All right, so let's pick it up in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9 and verse 26 in the NLT. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9 and verse 26, and it reads, I prayed to Yahweh and said, O sovereign power, do not destroy them. They are your own people. They are your special possession, whom you redeemed from Egypt by your mighty power and your strong hand. Please overlook the stubbornness and the awful sin of these people, and remember instead your servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? So, hey, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, hey, the Most High may have a little mercy and grace, but it has nothing to do with us. It has to do with him, man. Right? Real quick, let me get a quick precept, right? Because it's all according to the Most High. Right? Real quick through the spirit. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 20. Book of Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 20. And it reads, he says, And when they enter unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, These are the people of Yahweh, and are going forth out of his land. But I had pity for my holy name. So the Most High isn't doing it for us. I repeat, the Most High is not doing it for us. He's doing it for his holy name. Why? Because he made that covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Verse 21, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 21. But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Yasharallah had profaned among the heathen, whether they went. So, hey, the Most High had to go and clean up his own name, man, because he said that he would save us. He said that he will pull us out and he will give us salvation in his holy mountain, man. But hey, every time we kind of, have been fooled by our heart once again. We kind of go by what we think is right. We kind of do the things that make us feel fuzzy in the inside. But we don't want to do what thus saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, man. Right? Let's get the book. Let's pick it up in the book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 1 in NLT. Right? Because, hey, at the end of the day, hey, we got to do what thus saith the Most High, man. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 1 in the NLT. And it reads, "O my people, listen to my instructions." Right? So he's literally opening up, right? The book of Psalms and the Psalm of Asaph, man. He's kind of opening that song up beautiful. He says, "O my people, listen to my instructions. Open your ears to what I am saying. For I will speak to you in a parable. I will teach you hidden lessons from our past." Literally, so how do you know that the Most High loves us? Because he continues to give us the hidden message. Right? He could have literally made this message be known unto everybody. But he literally only made it known to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But yet, we don't care. We are not thankful that the Most High is only dealing with us. We're not thankful that the Most High said, don't give your pearls to swines. We're not thankful that we don't want to share it. The Most High don't want us to share our heritage with another. Don't give thine honor to another. We don't care about them things. I'm going to repeat that again. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 2. It says, "For I will speak to you in a parable. I will teach you hidden lessons from our past. Stories we have heard and known. Stories our ancestors handed down to us." So it doesn't look like he's dealing with everybody right now. It doesn't look like that he's talking to every nation of people. He literally said that, our nation, which he have handed down, right? To our ancestors, to us. Verse 4, it says, "We will not hide these truths from our children. We will tell the next generation about the glorious deeds of Yahweh, about his power and his mighty works, and his mighty wonders." Verse 5, "For he ensued his laws to Jacob. He gave his instructions to Yasharallah. He commanded our ancestors to teach them to their children." Verse 6, "So the next generation might know them, even the children not yet born. And they, in turn, will teach their own children." So as the Most High is literally building us up. He's building a mighty nation up. And you're going to find out later on in this lesson that, the Most High did this over and over again. Right? He taught the people that he wanted to know. And then he had them to go out and teach the people that he wanted to know. Right? Opening the ears up to those that was his chosen. Right? I'm going to keep going. Verse 6. "So the next generation might know them, even the children not yet born. And they in turn will teach their own children." Verse 7. "So each generation should set his hope anew on Yahweh, not forgetting his glorious miracles and obeying his commands." Verse 8. "Then they will not be like their ancestors, stubborn, rebellious, and unfaithful, refusing to give their hearts to Yahweh." All praises to the Most High, because through the Spirit of the Most High, we should be very thankful that the Most High is dealing with us. He woke us up. He put the Spirit in us, gave us the understanding of the scriptures, allowed us to be able to digest the scriptures in a way to where we'll be able to regurgitate the truth, the knowledge and the wisdom of the Bible, man. Right, so let's pick it up in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17 and verse 12 in the KJV. It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17 and verse 12. And it reads, "For they served idols, whereof Yahweh have said unto them, ye shall do no this thing." Verse 13, "Yet Yahweh testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants, the prophets. So, hey, the Most High literally gave us strict commandment, man. He kind of told us that, hey, we had to keep the commandments that he sent by the servants, the prophets. Well, let's see if we kept them or if we kind of denied them, kind of did our own way, right? Verse 14. Notwithstanding, they would not hear. Hey, that sounds just like us, Yasharala. Verse 14 said, notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks like the neck of their fathers that did not believe in Yahweh their power. So, hey, when we stiffen our neck, when we do the things that we want to do, when we do the things that isn't so comely towards the Most High, hey, he said that we don't believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So we can say all we want that we believe in the Most High, but according to the scriptures, it literally said if we stiffen our neck, if we stiffen our neck and we don't listen, that, hey, we don't believe in the Most High. Watch what 15 says. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them. Slacky. Concerning whom Yahweh had charged them, that they should not do like them. So, hey, the Most High said that he charged us that we wouldn't do like them. Who's the them? Our forefathers. Because the Most High gave us strict diet, strict commandments. He gave us a narrow path, the easy route, the easy button. But we choose the hard button, man. Right? Let me get a quick precept. It's the book of Baruch. Chapter 4. Right? We love the hard work, man. We love the hard route. Book of Baruch, chapter 4. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 14. I'm going to start further down. Start at verse. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 26. And it reads, my delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. So, hey, the Most High called us his delicate ones. He said we've gone rough ways. What's the rough ways? Going away from his laws, statutes, commandments, man. We kind of went opposite routes, right? It says, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Verse 27, be of good comfort, Baruch 4:27. O my children, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. So, hey, the Most High brought these things upon us. Why did he bring upon us? Because, hey, we didn't want to listen. We wanted to stiffen our neck, man, like I brought out in 2 Kings 17 and 12. We didn't want to listen to his ways, right? Psalm 78 and 1. We wanted to stiffen our neck, right? Jeremiah 16 and 10, right? We didn't want to listen to the Most High. We wanted to go our own ways. So he says, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. Verse 28, for as, it's like, it's kind. Verse 28, for as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Right? So, hey, the Most High is telling you that, hey, just stay putting your head on the grind, man. Return 10 times harder. Right? Because we know that you've been fooled by your heart again. But even though your heart fooled you, 10 times harder, seek the Most High, man. Right? So let's get the book of Acts. Right? Chapter 7 and verse 51. The book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 21. Saki 7 and verse 51. And it reads, ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Spirit. Right? Because, hey, just like our forefathers, we always resisted the Holy Spirit. We always resisted the word. The Holy Spirit would be the word, right? And the word would be the law, man. Right? Real quick, let me get a quick precept. It's the book of Romans, chapter 7. It's the book of Romans, Slaki, chapter 7. And verse 14. And it reads, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I'm carnal, sold under sin. So we know that the law is spiritual. So when he said, this is the book of Acts chapter 7, verse 51, ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, you do always resist the Holy Spirit. We know that you're resisting the law, right? And he says, as your fathers did, so do ye. Verse 52, which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted? And they have slain them which shewed before of the coming of the just one, of whom ye have been now the betrayers and murderers. Verse 53, who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it. So, hey, you murdered the prophets, man. Right? Real quick, let me get a quick precept. Right? The book of Daniel. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7. Chapter 9. It's like the book of Daniel, chapter 9. And verse 10. And it reads, neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh, our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. So, hey, that law, right, and the prophets that we slayed, it was literally the mouthpiece of the Most High, man. So we literally slayed the Most High's mouthpiece, and we destroyed his spirit, which is the law. That's kind of blasphemy, man. Right? So let's get the book of Psalms chapter 78 and verse 35. Book of Psalms chapter 78 and verse 35. And it reads, and they remembered that Yahweh was their rock and the high power their redeemer. Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth, and they lied unto him with their tongues. For their heart was not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant. Right? So, hey, we didn't hold fast to the covenant, man. It kind of was back and forth, up and down, left and right. Right? We wasn't damn in that thing. We wasn't rooted and grounded in that thing. Right? Let's pick that up in the book of Ezekiel chapter 33. Right? Because we got to stay rooted and grounded in this thing. Like the sycamore tree, man. We got to kind of have a root system that's very, very explicit. Very, very complex. The root system is just as big as the tree above ground. Right? It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 31. And it reads, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. See, our people, we hear the words of the Most High. We hear the brothers and sisters we hear the brothers on the highways and hedges. We see the lessons on YouTube. But hey, we don't do them. We got to figure it out. You can't teach me anything. I'm not going to listen because I'm stiff-necked. That's right. It says, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covenants. Verse 32, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. But they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. So, hey, all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. It says, hey, this is going to come to pass. It has to happen. But in knowing that it's going to happen, what? Hey, he's letting you know that there was a prophet that came in town. How? Because it had happened. Right? Our people are stiff-necked. Kind of sound like the Christians, man. They sing that lovely song, but they believe them not, man. Let's pick up in the book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 15. It's the book of St. Mark, chapter 4 and verse 15. And it says, and these are they by the wayside, where the word was sown, but when they have heard, Satan come immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. So, hey, you know, when you've been fooled by your heart again, hey, the word got sown, but at some point or another, we allow Satan to come and kind of disrupt the word that was sown, kind of take the ground, kind of take and sift up the dirt, the sod that it was sown in. So that way it can't root up, can't get that complex root system like that sycamore tree, like that mustard seed. So now you got a plant with no roots. Come on, man. Verse 16, and these are they likewise which were sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and when no root in themselves, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. And that's what we have to get away from, right? Is being immediately offended, right? Because our people get so offended so fast, you don't even realize that now you hate your brother. You're offended so fast, now you hate your sister, right? So let's find out, right, through the Spirit. Is offended the root word of offense? It says, yes, offense or offense in American English is the root noun that leads to the adjective verb offended. But words originate from the Latin of offender, meaning to strike against or to displease. Offended is the past participle of the verb offend, describing the state of having taken offense. And so the offense, being offended, is the offense or the breaking of the law. So when you actually are offended, you are offended by the law, not by a feeling or being, oh, I don't like the way you. No, the offense is by the law. That's how the Most High simplify it, right? So let's get the book of Colossians chapter 1 and verse 23 as we start to land this plane. It's the book of Colossians chapter 1 and verse 23. And it reads, if you continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel which you have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am a minister, right? So, hey, you got to stay rooted and grounded in this thing, man. Just like our brother Paul, our fellow Benjamite Paul, hey, we got to kind of stay rooted and grounded in this thing. Not being so easily offended, not being so easily moved, man. Right? Let's pick that up in the third chapter of Ephesians, chapter 14, and chapter 3, verse 14 through 19. Right? It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 3, and verse 14. It says, for this cause I bow my knees unto Yahweh, our power of our Adawan Yahushua Mashiach, unto the Abba of our Adawan Yahushua Mashiach. So let me start over. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, for this cause I bow my knees unto the Abba of our Adawan Yahushua Mashiach, of whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named, that he would grant you, according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with the might by his spirit in the inner man, Verse 17, that Hamashiach may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in love. Verse 18, may be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth and length and depth and height. Verse 19, and to know the love of a Mashiach which passeth knowledge, that ye might be filled with all the fullness of Yahweh. So, hey, we got to keep enduring this thing, man. We got to keep that understanding and knowledge that the Most High given us, so that way, hey, we'll be able to get that knowledge that's surpassed of regular man's knowledge, right? That's that wisdom that only the ancients had, man, right? So let's pick that up in the book of St. John, chapter 15 and verse 12, right? So don't be fooled by your heart again, man. Don't be fooled by your heart again. It's the book of St. John, chapter 15 and verse 12. And it reads, this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I loved you. So Mashiach is giving you the blueprint, man. He said, this is my commandment, that you love each other, right, as I have loved you. Verse 13 says, greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Verse 14, ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. Verse 15, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. So, hey, Yahushua letting you know, man, that there's no secret from him. The Most High gave him a commandment that, hey, he got to let us know what's going on according to the hit level he knows, and he's going to tell us. But it's up to us to, hey, either receive it or reject it, man. Hey, and he's not going to tell us if we don't listen to him, if we're not following his ways, if we're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments, right? So let me get a couple more precepts and I'm going to end this thing, man. The book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 26. It's the book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 26. It says, even the mystery. So, hey, Yahushua said his friends know what's going on, right? He no more call you just a regular person, but you're his friend now. It says, even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. Right? So, hey, Yahushua is making things manifest to us. Slowly but surely, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this Bible is out, man. And we got it. So, I don't know what else to say. Let's get this last precept, man. I'm going to close it out. Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 1 through 11. And it reads, Paul, an apostle of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, by the will of Yahweh, to the saints which are at Ephesus, and to the faithful in HaMashiach Yahweh Shai, grace be to you, and peace from Yahweh, our Abba, right? And from the other one, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Blessed be Yahweh and Abba of our other one, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in the Mashiach, according as he have chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. So he's letting us know that we should be holy, which is set apart and without blame or blameless, right? Before him in love. And that's keeping the commandments, man. 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. Right? Verse 5. Having predestined us into the adoption of children by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved, in whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins, according to the riches of his grace, wherein he have abounded towards us in all wisdom and prudence, having made known unto us the mystery of his will. Let me reread that because I don't know if you heard that. It's the book of Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 9. Having made known unto us the mystery of his will, right? The will be his law, right? The will would be the mysteries of who gets the salvation. The will would be the mystery of who actually has the covenant, who actually has the ability to pray to the Most High. That would be the mystery. It says, according to his good pleasure, which he purposed in himself, that in the dispensation of the fullness of times, he might gather together in one all things in Hamashiach, both which are in heaven and which are on earth, even in him. Verse 11, in whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestined according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will. So giving all honor, glory, praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? I got one more precept. It's the book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? Do we then make void the law through faith? Do we then make void the law through faith? Yahweh forbid, yea, we establish the law. So we're giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Shem. I pray that somebody got a little bit closer with their walk with this lesson, and Most High willing, hey, you were edified, and the Most High touched your spirit with this lesson. And remember, don't be fooled by your heart again. With that being said, Shalom.